In this video, I am going to explain how to get started with Kubernetes. So I've prepared a document. So here all the steps are listed to how to install the mini version of your Kubernetes on your local machine, and then you can run a lot of commands. So let's start with the first one, install Docker desktop. So we need to install Docker desktop before starting with Kubernetes because Kubernetes uses Docker. So in my case, I've already installed Docker Desktop and you can see it is running. So I should start this first. Now, after doing that, I need to install Minikube. So you can go to this link. So here, all the steps are given. Depending upon the operating system you are using, you can follow the steps and simply install it. So now let's assume that you have installed Minikube. After that, we have to start the Minikube. So let me uh, stop the Minikube first so that I can start from the start. Okay, let's start it. I will open one more terminal. Okay, clear this also. Okay, now here I'll just clear this screen. Okay, so let's go by this document, what is mentioned. So to start the minikube, we need to use minikube space start. So minikube space start. Now this should be done after it is installed. So I'll just click on start. So now it is pulling the image if it is not already available. And then it will take some time. So you can see kubectl is now configured. So it is running. But I want to make sure that Minikube has started. So I'll say Minikube space status. So here you can see Minikube is running. Kubelet API server, kube config, everything is running and configured. Okay. So now here there is a metric server. So metric server will monitor all your resources like CPU utilization, memory utilization, etc. And it can give you the details. So we are going to first check whether metric server is enabled. If not, we are going to enable it. Okay. So Minikube status we have seen and we can see everything is running or configured, Minikube status. Now next will be I can launch a Kubernetes dashboard. So Kubernetes dashboard is nothing but a UI wherein you can do lot of things easily. Like you will get a user interface. So I will just I'll just open this in a different terminal. I've opened one more terminal. In this terminal, I am going to open because it is going to start a web server and I have to keep that terminal running. So the command here is minikube space dashboard. So I'm going to the terminal minikube space dashboard. Okay, you can see the Kubernetes dashboard has already started. You can see a lot of information. So I'm not going into the detail. So here you can just select whatever namespace, like default namespace. So I'll just select the kube system namespace. So the hierarchy is like this. In Kubernetes, we have namespace, and under namespace, we have pods. So basically, namespace is like a logical grouping based on some name, etc. So I've selected kube systems namespace. There I can see if there are any jobs. Are there any daemon sets? Like this is the daemon set that is running. So this is a deployment. Then jobs, there are no jobs. So you can see these are the pods which are running. Then replica sets. So replicas are like copy, and those copies are used for load balancing. So here there is only one. So there is only one copy. Then replica controllers, stateful sets, ingress classes, services. So this is a service that is running. So this service is used to expose your system to outside world. Now config maps. So in config maps we configure like key value pair. So basically this configuration is like a central configuration map wherein key values are stored and those key value stores are used in the code. So if there are any persistent volume, you can see it here. If there are any secrets, you can see here. Secrets are also like key value pair, but they are generally is used for keys and passwords. They are mostly in the encrypted forms. Storage class standard, cluster role boundings, cluster rules, events. So whatever event happen or something happens, that is recorded as event. So you can see all these events, right? Like created, started, and so on. Namespaces. The namespaces are the logical entities. Under each namespace, you have pods. So here you can see there are five namespaces of that. Default is one of the namespace. Then if you are configuring in network policy, you can see it here. Nodes. So here in this case, it is a single node on which Kubernetes cluster is running. But in reality, there will be multiple nodes. So you may have multiple master and multiple worker nodes. So you can see those nodes here. And you can also see the utilization, like how much it is like CPU memory is being utilized. Okay, persistent volume, there are none. Role bindings, roles, service accounts. So these are the service accounts which are created. So if you want to know more about that, you can just click on it and you can see when was it created and so on. Okay, these are some of the settings. Okay, so this is a dashboard. Now let's go back to our getting started. Now create a deployment. So you can create a deployment, and here we are mentioning what is the deployment name, what is the name of the image based on which this deployment is created, and so on. Okay, name, and then we are also giving the path and the port on which it should be exposed. So here this is one command that has lot of options. So we are using these options. So let's first check if there are any deployments. So I will just use a command. I'll just clear this screen. kubectl get deployment. Okay, no resources found. Like basically there are no deployments in default namespace. If I mention namespace, it will give for that namespace only. But in this case, I'm not mentioning any namespace, so it is taking default. Okay. So here I'm going to copy this and create a deployment name. Okay. Now your deployment name is created. Okay. So if I run the same command again, get deployments, I can see hello node is a deployment name. So this is a hello name node and it is in running state. Okay, so here you see 1/1 because here there is only one copy. There are no multiple copies. Okay, so get deployments we have seen. Next is list all pods. So you can list all the pods. So in the same way you see here, right? If you click on this, you can list all the pods. But we need to see this. These pods are in the kube system. If you use default, there is one we just created. Okay. So what I'll do is kubectl get pods. I can see this hello node is running. This is a pod, and this is a deployment name. Under deployment name, we have pods. So here in deployment name, in case you mention like three replicas, when you check kubectl get pods, here you will see three pods. So since it is only one replica, here you see only one in running state. Okay. So now let's go to the document again. Now we can also check kubectl get events. So if you just click, like use this one, you can see the events. Events are like some notification, what has happened, and so on. Informational content. Okay, so here, if I want to see the same events, I can do it in the dashboard here also. So here I can click on somewhere events, jobs, replica sets, events. So if I click on this, these are the events that have happened in the default namespace. Now I can do the same thing. I will clear this. I will say kubectl get events. So here you can see these are the same events that you see in the dashboard also. These are the same events in the default namespace. So here I did not mention anything about the namespace. So it is giving you the default namespace. Let me try in some other namespace. So for example, I'll use cube-system. So in a cube-system, these are the events. So here, if I want to check in the cube-system namespace, so I will use -n cube-system. So here you can see the events. You can see this one successfully assigned cube system. Okay, you can see here somewhere became a leader. Paper C. Okay. Yeah, we need to see how it is sorted, like last 15 minutes and so on. Accordingly, we can see. Okay. So now let's see what else we can do. Now you can also check the config maps. So for checking that, if you want to only read it or view it, you can use this one. So let me clear this. So I will say kubectl config view. Okay. Now this is the configuration that we have. Now here I did not mention the namespace, so it will go with the default namespace. Okay. So here you can see the namespace is mentioned as default. I can see the same information in here also. I will use default namespace and config view. I'll go to config config maps. See, you can see the ca.crt. It's a ca.crt. This is the config name. And here you can get the description. Okay. Now what else we can do? Now you can also check logs in some pod, running pod. So for that, I need to know the name of the pod and the namespace. Okay. So first I'll do kubectl get pods. So here I can see there is only one pod here. Now I need to check the logs inside, like what has happened in this pod. So I will do kubectl logs name of the pod. If it is in default namespace, no need to give the namespace. So since it is the default namespace, I will not mention anything. So here you can see this is a log, whatever. There are just two lines. Now you can also check the services. So Kubernetes service is running and it is running on this IP and this port. Okay. Now here there are some add-ons that you can enable or disable. So for example, Minikube add-ons list. So here these are the add-ons and you can see of these add-ons, the dashboard add-on is enabled. That's why we are able to see Kubernetes dashboard. Storage plus is enabled. Storage provisioner is enabled. Now here we can see there is one add-on called metric server that is in a disabled state. If it is in disabled state, then we cannot see the CPU and memory utilization of the node. Okay, so let's try that. I will just show you. So for example, okay, so there is a command called kubectl top pods. So I want to see the utilization, the top utilization, like how many cores it is using, what is the memory it is using. Let me try this. What happens? Kubectl top pods. See, here I'm getting error that metrics API is not available. That is, this one is disabled. This metric server is in disabled state. After I enable it, when I run this command, it is going to work. Now, how to enable it? So here the name of this add-on is metrics-server. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Minikube add-ons enable metric server. Minikube add-ons enable metrics-server. This is one. And I'm going to enable. Let's see what happens. Okay, you can see the add-on is enabled. Now, if I run the same command again, minikube add-on list, minikube add-on list. add-ons list. You can see the metric server is now enabled. You can see a green check mark here. Okay, now after this is done, I'm able to check the utilization. So I will run this command again, kubectl top pods, kubectl top pods. Okay, still I'm getting error. Let me see top node. Looks like some issue. Metric server is enabled. Okay, so we need to check what is the issue. And here there are some commands. Like what if in case you want to see pod service both at the same time, then we can use this command. And here we need to mention, like we can mention the namespace also. If it is default, no need to mention anything. Okay, here you can see the pods and here you can see the services. So services, we can see like on which IP and which port they are exposed. Okay, so after this is done, in case we want to delete the service, delete the deployment, we can do. So let's clear this. So kubectl get services, kubectl get deployment. Okay, so you want to delete it. So for deleting, I will use kubectl delete service and the service name. The service name here is Kubernetes. No, okay. If I delete this, this Kubernetes will go down. Okay, but if there is any service that I have created, I can delete it. So I'm not going to delete this. What I'll do is I can delete this deployment. Hello node. Okay, hello node is deleted. Okay, so when you do kubectl get deployments, here you don't see any resource. Here earlier you see hello hyphen node. Now here you don't see anything. Okay, and we can stop the node minikube by using minikube stop. Okay, after I stop minikube, the kubectl commands will not work. Even your dashboard that you have started, even that should go down. Okay, it is still showing. I don't know why. Okay, so the minikube has stopped. So now when I check minikube status, you can see everything is stopped now. And now the kubectl command will not work. Kubectl get pod. You can see it is giving an error that it is not able to connect because nothing is running. So in this way, here I've just covered how to get started with Kubernetes, like how to install like Docker desktop first, then install Minikube. After that, you start the Minikube, then check the status of Minikube. Then we can also check the start the dashboard and check the dashboard. A lot of useful information is here. Then create a deployment, check the deployment status, list the pods, list the events, and check the configuration and check the logs of the pod, check the services, and also like list add-ons. You can enable or disable the add-ons, and you can list pods and services together using this command. And you can also see the pod utilization. So I need to check why this is not working. And then after that, we are deleting the deployment name and then stopping the minikube. And in case you want to delete the minikube, you can do that if you want. Thank you for watching this video.